This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening, I'm Sanjay Pinto. Just what are we coming to? After fake medicines, it's now food products well past the expiry date being supplied in Chennai. 5-star hotels in Chennai may find it difficult to say cheese for the time being at least. Some of these top-notch hotels, where incidentally celebrity spokespersons also regularly check in, could soon be summoned by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence because the 34,000 kilograms, I'll repeat that, 34,000 kilograms of stale imported cheese seized by the agency yesterday was allegedly meant to find its way into their kitchens. For how long has this been going on, or is this just a one-off case? When you shell out the big bucks for that big meal at a big place, are you safe? Safe from food poisoning? Safe from what gastroenterologists say could lead to diarrhea, vomiting, dehydration and stomach cramps? How effective is quality control in star hotels? What's cooking really? How safe is your 5-star meal? Joining me on the show tonight is the officer who led that operation, C. Rajan, Additional Director General of the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, Jennifer, General Manager of La Meridian, and Srimati will be joining us. She's a consumer lawyer, but that discussion will come up in about 2 minutes after the headlines with Ashmit Kumar. Ashmit?
Right, Sanjay, let's have a look at the top stories hitting the headlines at this hour. Kanimuri puts up a brave front on the eve of her appearance in the court tomorrow. Says that she expects no leniency just because she is a woman.
Says whatever the court decides, and I don't want to speculate.
After expired drugs in the city, it's the stale cheese and it's the city's high-end hotels and restaurants that end up buying it. 10 centimeters of deviation doesn't convince the Madras High Court. CMDA is forced to remove the seal from Nungambakam property after High Court orders. Fever and allergic bronchitis troubles the superstar Rajnikant again. He's admitted at the St. Isabel's Hospital.
Tell his fans that he's perfectly fine. Talevarku onnum prachana illa, nalla irkaru, happy irkaru.
Chief Minister joins the World Cup party, announces 3 crore rupees for the men in blue. Nama Chennai's R. Ashwin is awarded 1 crore
I would like
rupees.
to thank the Tamil Nadu government. The Chief Minister himself has wished the team in person.
MDMK chief said that the Fukushima experience was a lesson for the world after Chernobyl disaster. And former international winger Sabir Pasha starts his innings as the new assistant coach of India's under-19 football team.
Does Sabir Pasha dream of coaching Indian senior team ever?
See, anybody who starts coaching, that is the ultimate aim.
Well, let's also take a look at developments coming in from across the country. Pakistan warns India after military chiefs talk about India's capability of pulling off an Abbottabad. America warns Pakistan of more Abbottabad-like operations if it doesn't act, but Pakistan says respect our sovereignty. And is this how President Obama reacted after telling the world the news of Osama operation? And Siddharth Malia reports for NDTV on how his team Royal Challengers Bangalore is going green from red.
Thank you, Ashmit. First it was expired drugs and now it's stale cheese which is being pumped back into the markets in Chennai. And if you are fond of eating at fancy 5-star hotels in Chennai, then it's quite likely that you may end up paying the bill for food that's ideally meant to be thrown away. Startled? Well, after 34 tons of stale cheese was seized by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, investigators tell us that the consignment was meant for star hotels. In fact, star hotels owned up to having done business in the past with this food company that was caught with the stale food items. Our reporter Salim gives you more.
Adinath Foods. This importer has reportedly been a regular supplier of cheese to some of our best star hotels: Taj Coromandel, Taj Fisherman Cove, GRT Group, ITC Group, Trident, La Meridian, Little Italy and Subway. Meanwhile, customs officials who made the seizure tell us about the modus operandi of the supplier.
In fact, he opened the container, and where the manufacturing date was, say if it is December 2009, he put another date, that is December 2010, and put a new sticker. And these samples were taken for testing.
Star hotels in the city say that they bought cheese from Adinath Foods in the past, but claim that they have stopped doing so now.
One of the reasons was that we were not happy with the quality, and also delivery times were not kept as per our standard.
Star Hotel spokespersons also say that they have opted for an in-house quality control executive now who inspects all the deliveries on a daily basis, regardless whether it's food, vegetables, cheese or meat. An effort at ensuring that checks and balances are in place.
With the investigators sniffing at their heels, the Star Hotels may have to spend as much time setting their stores in order as they do in dishing up exotic fare, and convince not only the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence who will be questioning them, but also their valued customers. In Chennai, Salim for Ndtv-Hindu.
All right, let's now cut across live to our Hindu studio where Mr. C. Rajan, who is the Additional Director General of the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, he joins us there. Thank you very much, Mr. Rajan, for joining us live on this special discussion tonight. Now, what does your preliminary investigation reveal, sir? How widespread, pun unintended, is this cheese racket here? And for how long do you think this has been going on?
Say this is the first time we have come across such a modus operandi. In fact, in the year 2009, Chennai Customs, we found out some misbranded as well as some inferior quality chocolates and then other related items, the candies like that. And that items were all re-exported back, because in testing we found out that these are all, it cannot be cleared for home consumption, and accordingly these were all sent back. But after some time, now this is the first time after about 1.5 years we have come across, and as far as cheese is concerned, this is the first time we have found out.
So what you're saying is actually quite alarming, sir. It's not just cheese, it's also chocolates that little children consume in abundance. These chocolates, it's possible that they could still be in many of these departmental stores?
Say, for the past 3-4 years, such items, the import of these items have increased. Then obviously the law enforcement agencies also are keeping a watch on such items, such imports. Because once it starts increasing, then our enforcement agencies, our intelligence agencies were also keeping a watch, and accordingly that was detected in the year 2009. After that, no such malpractices were noticed, and now again, say, this is because of our watchful activities, this could be detected. So it cannot be said that such items are coming in increasing way.
All right, that's some
and
comfort,
that
at least.
Be the conclusion.
All right, some consolation at least to parents of children. Mr. Rajan, we also hear from our sources that the DRI is planning to question managers of 5-star hotels. Now, if a supplier allegedly removes the expiry date sticker and replaces it with a fake sticker, how are the hotels really responsible or liable in this case?
Say here the owner of the importing firm, he has given a statement that he regularly supplies cheese to some of the 5-star hotels, and obviously for completing the investigation we have to get their version also. See, what you told, you see, probably they may not be aware about this misprint. Possibility is there, but however we have to get their views.
All right, so we'll get their views right away. In fact, on this very show, in fact, Jennifer, General Manager of Royal Meridian, joins us here. Jennifer, thank you very much for joining us. Now, your hotel is one of those named by the supplier. You owe it to your customers at least. Now, what is the mechanism that you have in place in your hotel when, for instance, it's pleased for directly consumable food products if the expiry date or the best before date stickers are tampered with?
Yes, that is actually correct. When I read the paper this morning, I checked. He has been delivering us in the past, but we stopped deliveries as of August last year, and since then we have not used him. In addition, we have a quality control executive in-house that inspects all the deliveries on a daily basis, regardless whether it's fruit, vegetable, cheese, meat. She checks our freezers, she checks the temperature control and the quality of food and all the hygiene in the hotel. So should we have received any items that are outdated, they would automatically be returned.
All right, Jennifer, are you also nervous about the possibility of being questioned by the DRI in this case? They've indicated that clearly to us. And what's your likely response going to be?
Yes, we would be happy to do so. Our records are on track. As I said, we keep the records filed. It's done daily. So there's no issue. We would be happy to go forward if invited.
All right, Mr. Rajan, at least cooperation forthcoming from one of the five-star hotels. Have you already sent out notices for them to appear before you, sir, or is that something that you're planning to do in the days ahead as part of your investigation?
No, we are in the process of sending. It will take a couple of days.
You have not yet sent out notices for them to appear?
No, so far we have not sent.
Okay, what do you actually hope to get by questioning them, sir? What is a particular angle that you're seeking to probe by roping in these five-star hotels?
Say the statement, in the statement it has come that he was regularly supplying or they are the regular customers. So this fact needs to be verified. And what are the consignments which he has supplied, and earlier what are his imports, like that we will be analyzing in detail.
All right. Also now, are you looking at other products also now with the Hawkeye, not just cheese but several other food products? Is that also going to come under the DRI scanner in this case?
Say obviously, because once it has come, then we will be checking other such consignments also. And one thing is that we will be sending a circular to all the customs formations, not only in Chennai but also in other places, to be vigilant.
All right, let's also cut across. We will try and get you Srimati on the video line as well, but we've got her on the phone line now. Srimati is a consumer lawyer. Srimati, now abroad there is an inbuilt system of checks and balances where, for instance, for not just medicinal drugs but also for food products, if something goes beyond, they don't really have a an expiry date concept there, but more a best before date. If something exceeds that best before date, then there is almost a little flag, a red flag, which pops up at the time when the barcode is scanned. Why can't we have similar systems here? Have consumer activists like yourself been pushing for this?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Srimati, go ahead.
Yeah, see what happens is the third world countries have become some sort of a dumping ground for the Western countries. In fact, in the present case, what appears to have been was that the cheese was imported from Italy, and then they tried to bring it through Toothukudi and later on from Ceylon into. So what has happened is this is not the first time this has happened. Even earlier on, the Supreme Court had taken cognizance of such an activity. In the case of Chernobyl, if you would recall, hello?
Yes, go ahead, Srimati.
Yeah, you see, this happened in 1988. The Supreme Court had taken note of this in one case by name Shantaram Wagle versus Union of India, wherein a public interest litigation was filed. And it was brought to the notice of the Supreme Court. I mean, actually, originally the writ petition was dismissed by the Bombay High Court. And later on, the Supreme Court took note of it and said that certainly in none of the third world countries should be made a dumping ground.
Forget, I mean, if you steer a little away from third world countries in that debate, that's scope for a separate debate and discussion altogether. But I want to bring you back to this particular case, Srimati. What is the legal liability of a hotel which actually sells food and is based on, the sources, the supplies come from companies that are, like in this case, under the DRI scanner? What is the relief that a customer can get in such cases if a customer goes to a hotel and eats food which is contaminated, which in fact is adulterated or stale? Is it only the Consumer Protection Act that comes to the customer's rescue? How can they actually prove it?
There's a wide spectrum of litigation relating to food adulteration, like you have the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act, food safety standards, and a whole lot of other laws which relate to the safety standards that have to be maintained. But in the present case, like there appears to be a tampering with the label, and the food has been supplied to the hotels and leading hotels in Madras. So first of all, the hotels should be also aware of the fact that they were aware of the tampering done with the labels. So in case somebody falls sick or something happens, a consumer goes to a hotel expecting that the food that he eats over there, especially if it is going to be a 5-star hotel or a top-notch hotel, hoping that the food that is given to him is conforms to a certain standard. In case there is a failure on the part of the hotel to maintain standards, then possibly the hotel having failed to take note of the fact that the food that they have used in their, like say, preparation is not conforming to a standard, they should also be held liable for such kind of contravention.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Srimati. Sorry we couldn't get you up on the video link, but thank you very much for joining us and giving us your perspective. Mr. Rajan, thank you as well for joining us, and good luck with the investigation of this case. But before I let you go, are you going to think twice before you go on for those 5-star dinners?
That is a question which it comes to everybody's mind, I think.
All right. So till you close this case, you will not go to any 5-star dinner.
I just want to say one thing. No, I just want to say only one thing before that. Say in the whole episode, what is the responsibility of the importer? I think he has his own responsibility. Say he should think in his mind, or it should come from his inner conscience that I should not go for such items. Because say probably it may be available for a discounted price when it is about to expire. Say when they go for such things, I think it should not be like that. It should come. And secondly, the customs agent also, I just want to bring to notice that any such things, they should bring it to the notice of the customs, so that it will be easy for us to go for and prevent such activities. And thirdly, of course, I just also want to say about the consumers. So whenever we go to the market, we are very, say there is a craze for foreign items. Of course, the label is very attractive, or this outer packing is fantastic, and even though the price is high, we go for it. So actually, everything should be changed. As far as the law enforcing agencies, we are seized of the matter, and this case we have already arrested 3 persons. That means we have sent strong signal. Say any such things will not be tolerated, and we will take strict action.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Rajan, for joining us from our Hindu studio, and thank you to Srimati as well, who joined us earlier on the show. More news and updates coming up after a short break with Ashmit. Stay tuned.